So it's been a while since I've uploaded a video. So this vlog is going to be about my labor and delivery story. And I'm going to try to make it as short as I can because there's a lot of things I want to talk about. And yeah, so let's get started. First, I want to go back to this clip. But then she's like, I'm going to stretch your cervix out a bit. And she was like doing this and I was in so much pain. I was like scooting up and back. Like I almost wanted to scream. Like that clip was the day after I had my last appointment. My 38-week appointment. And that appointment was very, very important. And it was the reason I went into labor. So at that appointment, I had mentioned in that video that the doctor had done something to me and that it was super painful. Well, come to find out, she stripped my membranes without my consent. And I didn't even know she had done that until I went home and started Googling stuff. And that's what came up. After she did that, she didn't even tell me what to expect afterwards. Like, she didn't tell me I was going to be bleeding or having like, I guess mucus and like some type of tissue coming out, TMI, but that's what was happening. It was a bad experience. So yeah, I was like, this doctor really stripped my membranes because that's all that was coming up on Google. After that appointment, I started, like I said, spotting, mucus, tissue. It was weird. I was like, okay, I guess this is my mucus plug. I was like that the whole weekend. I also started feeling sick. Like, I felt like I had a fever. I had zero energy. I was just on the couch. Like, I would only get up because I had to feed Nyla. And I just felt really shitty. Like, I was like, what is this? Saturday, I was still spotting and all that other stuff. So let's see, that was Saturday. Yeah. Sunday, I still felt crappy. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to go lay down. I went to go lay down with Nyla on the bed. And as soon as I laid down, I felt something coming out. But I figured it was just mucus and like, I guess more spotting. So, but it felt like a little more. So I got up, I went to the restroom and my underwear was soaked. I had to go get baby Ruby because she was fussy. So I went to the restroom and like I said, my underwear was soaked and I called my mom in there and I was like, Mom, did my water just break? Because with Nyla, my water did not break. So I didn't know what was going on. So yeah, my mom was like, I think your water broke. And she told me to take a shower and that way I can like head to the hospital, I guess. Got in the shower. I wasn't feeling any contractions at all. So I was like, okay, maybe it's not my water. Like, I didn't know what to think because like I said, I didn't have my water break with Nyla, so I was a little confused. So I got out of the shower and I went to sit on the couch and I just still felt sick. Like, I felt like I had fever. And so my mom was like, maybe you should go to the hospital. I didn't want that. I didn't want to go to the hospital because I knew once I got there, they weren't going to let me leave. And I wanted to labor as much as I could at home. And I thought it was okay. But me and the baby ended up with an infection. The doctor had said it was because my water had been broken for too long. But it was only maybe 12 hours. I honestly think that I got the infection after the doctor stripped my membranes. Because I'm telling you guys, that was painful. And she really like stuck her hand up there. I don't know if it was her whole hand. But like, that's what it felt like. So I really think that's how the infection started, because like I said, the whole weekend I felt like crap. Like, I felt sick. We didn't go to the hospital until like, let me see, my water broke around 10:30 a.m. We didn't go to the hospital until maybe 5:30 because I was just in denial. And I had left the office that I go to, apparently you can't reach anybody through like an actual phone call. So I had to go on their website and leave a message and they're like, somebody will contact you in half an hour. So I was like waiting. A doctor called me. He's like, if your water broke, you need to come in as soon as possible. So we stopped to eat first because I was like, they're not going to let me eat anymore. So we stopped to get some food. Before we left the restaurant, I went to the restroom and like I got off the toilet and stuff kept coming out, like liquids. I was like, holy crap, this is my water. Like, my water broke. And so I kind of waddled to outside and I was like, we gotta go, like, I'm leaking. I thought it was all gonna just burst at any moment, so I told him we gotta go. So yeah, we got to the hospital and they checked to see if my water had broken, and it did. So yeah, they were like, after this you can't get up anymore because the cord can slip out, you know, it could be dangerous. I remember going to the restroom and I looked in the mirror and I was like, Sandy, you can do this. Yes, it's gonna hurt, but you can do this. It's only temporary. It's only temporary pain and you're gonna have your baby. You can do this. That's like what I told myself in the mirror. Yeah, they took me up to the room. That was around 6 o'clock. Oh, when I got to the hospital, I was only a centimeter dilated. And my sister-in-law, and my mom, they all got there around 7:30 or 8-ish. And when they got there, I was only about a centimeter and a half dilated. So we were all like, man, this is gonna be a while. I'm just glad my sister was there because she was reminding me to breathe. She would count my breaths. 1, 2, 3. Because I told her before we got in there, this is how I want you to count to keep me focused. She was rubbing my back. Her and my sister-in-law were trying to massage my back. And yeah, I just kept trying to focus. I was just focusing on one certain spot. Nyla's dad this time around, he was still a little bit annoying.
And my mom.
But he did way better than the first time. So props to him too. And my support group, my sister-in-law, they were so amazing. I'm the type that I'm more comfortable with family in the room, not just like, you know, me and my husband. Like, I like having family in the room with me. I know a lot of women don't like that. They prefer more like intimate, just husband and wife, but that wouldn't work for me. When they were trying to do the IV, I told them I don't want to be hooked up to the IV if possible, you know. So they just put the block in, and they didn't connect me to the fluids. The doctor kept coming in and saying like we should probably start the Pitocin to get things going. And I just remember looking at my sister-in-law because I didn't know what to do. She had already gone through that, like 2 natural births. So she pretty much told him we don't want the Pitocin because she's going to end up with an epidural, which she does not want. So he was kind of like, okay, we can keep trying to see if she progresses, but if she doesn't, we're going to have to do that. So I pretty much, that's what I did. I just waited it out, and I went from like a centimeter and a half to like 4 centimeters within like 2 hours, and then 4 to 8 within like an hour and a half. And then a 10 like in another hour. It happened so fast. So then the doctor was like, okay, well, you're progressing pretty quickly. No need for the Pitocin, but my fever did go up to 101, I believe. So they did have to hook me up to the IV, and they also gave me antibiotics and Tylenol to try to bring my fever down. And I really was surprised at how well I was able to breathe through the contractions. Like, when they told me I was at an 8, I was like, holy crap, like, I can do this.
And like, you can do this, right? Because it's like, you're so close.
Yeah. Because I was almost there, and the contractions, yes, they were painful, but they were tolerable. Like, I wasn't really screaming or anything. I think when I was about at 4 centimeters, I kept telling my husband, like, I want the epidural. I think I told him maybe 3 times. And I told myself in my head, if I ask for it 3 times, either I get it or stop asking. So I told myself, okay, I'm just gonna stop asking. And the only reason I wanted the epidural was because I was so tired. Like, I was so sleepy. I don't know if it was because of the infection, but I was just like, I want to sleep, and I couldn't sleep because the contractions kept coming. And so he told the nurse, like, okay, she wants the epidural. So she left to go see if the anesthesiologist was available, and she came back and she was like, he's in the operation room and he's not going to be available for a while. And we were like, okay. So to me, that was like, okay, that's a sign that I don't need it. And then the nurse came back when I was at 9 centimeters, and she was like, he is available now if you want to get the epidural. And we were all just like, I'm at 9 centimeters. Why would I do that? But I'm not going to lie. Deep down, I wanted to say yes. But I was just like, I couldn't even talk, honestly. I was just like, no. There was times where I kept feeling like I needed to poop. And I guess that's, the nurse was like, let me check you because the baby's probably coming down. So she did. She had me start practicing the pushes. I think that's what it is. They make you practice or maybe help baby come down. I didn't like that. Like, that made me so tired, like the nurse making me push, because in my head I was like, why am I doing this? Like, the baby's not coming right now. And so yeah, she had me do that for a while, and then she put the peanut ball, you know, she laid me to the side and we put the peanut ball for a while. I guess that's when I was in transition. because the contractions were pretty strong at that point. And I could feel I started getting sweaty. I asked for a wet rag, which that helped me a lot. And then I was saying, I need to poop, I need to poop. The nurse was like, let me check you again. And then she was like, okay, I need to go get the doctor. Before that happened though, the doctor had checked me and he was like, we'll have a baby in about an hour. And I just remember thinking, holy crap, like another hour. But yeah, it was not an hour. So she went to get the doctor and he's like, all right, let's have this baby. My heart was racing and I pushed maybe about 6 or 7 times. And honestly, the ring of fire caught me by surprise because everybody would always tell me the contractions were the worst. Once you get to a 7, it doesn't get any worse. And yeah, for me, that wasn't true because when she was coming out, like her head, I stopped pushing for a bit because it was like the worst burning sensation. And in my video, you can hear me going, ow, ow, ow.
She's almost here.
And I stopped pushing, but my sister was like, she's almost out, she's almost out.
Her head is out, her head is out.
And that helped me push. I was like, okay, I'm here now. Like I can't suck her back in. I need to just push her out. So when I was pushing her out, it was pretty intense. Like I'm saying, it was the worst burning sensation. When he was taking the placenta out, that did hurt a little bit. And once she was out, it was just like a big rush of like the best, like, I don't know how to explain it, but I had the best positive energy. It's unexplainable. Like I felt so good. And the recovery was amazing. It was not painful at all. I didn't tear, which was amazing. With Nyla, I had the epidural and I did tear. But this time around, I don't know if it was because I didn't get the epidural, but it was so much smoother, faster, and even to do number 2, it was not painful. So baby Ruby did end up with the infection also. We didn't get to do skin to skin because they needed to take her to the NICU right away. They gave me maybe 10 minutes with her, but once she was all wrapped up. And they took her and she was there for 7 days, and it was really heartbreaking seeing her with like the IV, and it was just, oh. I thought I was gonna get postpartum depression pretty bad because I just kept thinking about her, and I was torn between these two because Nyla was staying with my in-laws, and once I was discharged from the hospital, I was only there 3 days. I went to go stay with Nyla for like a night or 2, but then I would come and stay with Ruby in the NICU, and it was just the hardest thing I have ever done. But she's here, she's nice and healthy. She was 5 pounds and 9 ounces. And it's been amazing. The next vlog I'll talk more about my postpartum and things like that, more TMI stuff.
For you, Mommy.
Oh, thank you. I'm really like surprised that I went natural. So anybody out there that thinks they can't do it, you can do it. If I did it, you can do it. I watched a lot of videos and that helped me. But the thing was that I would always see videos. It would be like, you need a doula, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, crap, I don't have a doula. Like I thought I'm not going to be able to do it. Because all of the vloggers I would watch that had natural births, they all pretty much mentioned they had a doula. But you don't need one. If you don't want one, you don't need one. Because I didn't have one and I did it. And at first I didn't know if I would do natural again. But since the recovery was so much better, I think that's what I'm going to try to do again with the 3rd baby. We will see. Since they say every pregnancy is different. My biggest advice is just relax. Don't tense your body up. Breathe, breathe, breathe. You're gonna end up making weird noises, but they help because they helped me. Just breathe and focus. That's what you have to do. Relax your body as much as possible. Just trust your body and know that your body was made for this. And just push that baby out. I don't like telling people, well, you're gonna feel this, you're gonna feel that, because literally everybody's body is different, everybody's mind is different. We all handle pain differently. Don't let anybody make you feel any less just because you end up with the epidural or a C-section, or you know, your birth plan just doesn't go as planned. Not everything goes as planned. With my first, it didn't go as planned. I didn't want the epidural and I was begging for it at 3 centimeters. So whatever you decide, whatever makes you comfortable and is gonna help bring your baby into this world, do that. Make sure you have good support, like your husband, family, whatever. It's gonna be okay. Yeah, that's pretty much the best advice I can give. Oh, by the way, my doctor that was supposed to deliver Nyla, the one that did the stripping of the membranes, she didn't end up delivering Nyla. It was a completely different doctor, which I was 100% okay with. She did go see me at the hospital like the second day, and I looked at my husband and I was like, don't say anything, let me talk. But he went ahead and just said what he had to say to her. Pretty much confronted her about the whole stripping of the membranes, and she was like, you know, when I told you I was going to strip your membranes and I stopped her, I was like, no ma'am, you did not tell me that's what you were going to do. You didn't tell me what to expect afterwards. Nothing. And she was just like, well, I'm sorry for the miscommunication. Why would she even do that if I was only 38 weeks? I also told her if you would have asked me if I wanted that procedure done, I would have said no. Because I had told her since the beginning that I wanted to labor on my own. I wanted to go as natural as possible. She's like, I was just trying to help you because I know you didn't want to be induced. And I told her there was no need for me to be induced. I told her I'm pretty sure I would have gone into labor on my own, just like I did with my first baby. And she was just like, and she has this face that is just... Anyways, and we kind of told her, you know, we wouldn't be in this situation with the baby being in the NICU and everything if you wouldn't have done that. She was like, I can't say that that's why you got the infection. And in my head, I was like, I felt like shit the whole weekend. I'm pretty sure that's why. My hair is just, look at this. I have an appointment, my 4-week appointment next week, and I requested not to see her. So I'm just going to be seeing her nurse. And I will never choose that clinic again. Like, I learned my lesson. And that was the clinic I had in the beginning with Nyla. But I switched because the doctor I had was like, he was a man and he was just real straightforward. Like, didn't make me feel comfortable at all. Well, that's the doctor that delivered baby Ruby. And when I saw him walk in the room, I was like, but he was actually pretty cool. He was pretty calming, and yeah, it wasn't a bad experience. So, but I still won't go back to that clinic. And let me go ahead and introduce you guys to Ruby. She is sleeping, but oh, and she's wearing her hat that her great grandma brought her from Mexico. So this is Ruby. She's a little lazy butt. But she is getting some cheeks, right, girl? She is being exclusively breastfed. So we are doing amazing. Nyla has been doing really good. She still has a little bit of an attitude problem, but we're working on it. And it's understandable because she's had to adjust to a lot of new things. But she's doing good. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you have any questions about my experience, just comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, turn on your post notifications. And see you in the next vlog.
Bye guys, see you tomorrow.